People do not give it credence that a 14-year-old girl could leave home and go off in the winter-time to avenge her father's blood. But it did not seem so strange then, although I will say it did not happen every day. I was just 14 years of age when a coward going by the name Tom Cheney shot my father down in Fort Smith, Arkansas, and robbed him of his life and his horse and $150 in cash money, plus 2 California gold pieces that he carried in his trouser band. The character is Mattie Ross. The novel, True Grit, by Charles Portis, 1968.
Mr. Cockburn, in your 4 years as U.S. Marshal, how many men have you shot?
Shot or killed?
Let us restrict it to killed so that we may have a manageable figure.
Mr. Cockburn?
What do you want, girl?
I'm looking for the man who killed my father. The man's name is Tom Cheney, and I need somebody to go after him.
What's your name?
My name is Mattie Ross. Are you some kind of law?
I'm a Texas Ranger. I know Cheney. It is at least a two-man job taking him alive.
Marshal Cockburn? Can we depart this afternoon?
We.
I'm going with you.
Congratulations, you graduated from marauder to wet nurse.
We're being followed.
Me too, Marshal.
You missed your shot, Cockburn.
Just let this go.
I thought you were going to say the sun was in your eyes. That is to say, your eye.
I was reminded of Mattie Ross as I met the protagonist of a new novel I was reading. The year is 1931. Annabelle Crisp and her father run a diner on Mars. Through Annabelle's smart mouth, a confrontation arises in the diner between customers and her father. They rob the diner, hurt her father, and make off into the desert of Mars. One of the things that they have stolen is a last recording of her mother. 14-year-old Annabelle says, "They stole something from me. They stole something I need and something my father needs. I've sat by while everyone around me just shrugged their shoulders and let it happen and made up reasons why we had to allow it. And then, while we was down, they turned on us and they took even more. You better believe it's serious. There's gonna be a reckoning, and I'm gonna deliver it." The Strange by Nathan Ballingrud, 2023. We are in an alternate history where Chauncey Peabody has landed on Mars in 1864. He has crashed into a crater on Mars that has an ore called the Strange. This ore has an interesting property where it can animate electronics. Earth uses this ore to create engines or robots. There are a flood of pioneers that go to Mars. Think United States and pioneers going out to the Old West. The novel opens up in 1931 in New Galveston. Annabelle Crisp and her father run a diner called the Mother Earth Diner. But there is a tragedy. The Earth has fallen silent. No new spaceships have come to Mars. And worse yet, Annabelle's mother went to Earth on the last spaceship to visit her dying mother. When her mother tells her that she is going to Earth, Annabelle says, "I didn't expect her to leave me behind. When she told me, she might as well have slapped my face. I stood in the doorway to my parents' room, watching her pack for the long journey, her books, her pretty dresses, her toiletries. The ship to Earth was leaving the next day, just after another arrived, each loaded with passengers and cargo. 3 saucers made the regular circuit. The one arriving tomorrow would not head back to Earth for another 4 months. What we didn't know was that the one arriving the next day, the Eurydice, would never leave. And the one that took my mother away, the Orpheus, would never return. This was her last night on Mars. Her last night with me. People on Mars are distraught from this silence from Earth. Civilization is holding on by a thread. Following the robbery, Annabelle's father is receiving medical care. The people of New Galveston raid the diner, stealing food and anything else they can grab. Annabelle feels betrayed by the community. Annabelle confronts people, and her father actually has to kill somebody to protect his daughter. Her father is arrested and put into jail. The recording her mother made is gone. Her father used to talk to this recording at night. This is the last vestige of her mother. In her mind, to save her father and herself, and to seek retribution, she needs to get this recording back. She takes the kitchen's engine, a robot, and seeks someone to take her out to the desert after these thieves. She bullies the pilot of the last saucer, Joe, to take her out into the wilderness. This all happens in the first 100 pages or so of this novel. As I'm getting these true grit vibes from this novel, I am very excited to see where it goes. This could be a new favorite novel and new favorite author. But I'm let down. As the novel goes out into the wilderness, into the mines of Mars, we find that things are a fantasy. The strange ore is haunted by the ghosts of Mars. It starts to feel like the author is taking some inspiration from the Martian Chronicles, but it is not working. It's falling into bad horror and fantasy. I was very disappointed. Perhaps people who like fantasy and horror will like this novel, but I felt like it was a bait and switch. I had an alternate history on Mars, reminding me of the writing of H.G. Wells, and I had a protagonist in Annabelle Crisp who reminded me of Maddie Ross from True Grit. But I think the author squandered this opportunity to continue in that vein. If the rest of the novel had followed the vein of the first 100 pages, this could be a novel that I would highly recommend. But I can't recommend this book. I give The Strange 5 out of 10. And that 5 is on the strength of the first 100 pages. This is Nathan Ballingrud's first novel. I do hold hope for his writing in the future. In the past, he's known for his short horror fiction. It'll be interesting to see where he goes in the future. Have you read The Strange? Did you like it? How about True Grit? It's a wonderful novel, and some amazing movies have been made of it. Do you prefer the 1969 True Grit or the 2010 Joel and Ethan Coen version? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, keep reading.